Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the Agribusiness Chat with Jinmi Ajayi, and today we'll be discussing food exportation. We have a young Nigerian, a beautiful lady with us that will be sharing our experience with regards to food exportation from Nigeria. She exports from Nigeria to other parts of the world. Kindly introduce yourself to us, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy, for having me. My name is Okoye Angel. I'm from Anambra State. I'm a graduate of University of Port Harcourt, BA Philosophy, and currently I run Naija Food Exports online. I'm a food exporter. What we do is basically shop, package, and ship all Nigerian foodstuffs to different countries. We've done over 50 countries so far. Thank you.
Oh wow, interesting. You've exported to over 50 countries. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So give us a brief history of Naija Food Exports. What led to you finding or founding the business?
Okay, it's actually one funny story, but either ways, I always tell the story. So before I ventured into food export business, I used to bake chin chin for a living, but then they said follow your passion, right? So my niece, my younger niece, she lives in her family lives in Spain. So for every time my sister calls on the phone, she's always crying over the phone. I want to eat fufu. I want to eat fufu. She always wants to have fufu in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. So when this the inspiration for the business came, actually it was an inspiration. So I was able to merge the inspiration with actual need. And I'm like, okay, so I could actually start with my family, since my niece that lives in Spain, loves Nigerian food. So that was what really made me to go into the business, and I started researching. I called everybody I knew living abroad. Oh, this is what I now do, and said Nigerian food to you. Even at that time, I didn't even know how to go about it. But just the thought of being able to do that, it was wonderful. It was enough for me to go into the business. So that was the backstory of how I went to the food export business.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So you mentioned, earlier that you've exported to over 50 countries. So,
Yeah.
what were your greatest challenges during the early stages of Naija Food Exports?
Okay, one of our greatest challenges when we started this business was being able to transport those goods to the countries we were going to. We've had challenges of custom problems, probably when you're packaging the food and all of that. And when it gets to the destination country, the customs of the country wouldn't want the food into their country. Probably it's against, the food that we want to export to their country, they don't allow it into their country. Really, I remember one story. I think 3 years ago, I shipped out to South Korea, and so when it arrived South Korea airport, the customs didn't let food come in. They said you don't allow food from Nigeria into their country, and we also have so many countries like that too in Europe, like Ukraine, Norway, Russia. Those countries they don't allow food. So the major challenge of the business is being able to mitigate that, being able to have a conversation with customs of each country to know what we can bring in and what we can bring in. So I think that's was and still a major challenge in the business.
Okay. So, by that, does that mean that, going into such business would require a lot of research and knowledge acquisition with regards to what obtains in different areas or different countries of the world?
Yes, I would say research. Like I said, I didn't learn the business from anybody. So I've made lots and lots of mistakes, so many stories to tell. But I would advise anybody that wants to go into food exportation to do research, one. And secondly, food exportation is not really the Google stuff. I know people say Google is your friend and all of that, but you need someone who is into the business or who has the experience, to coach you in some things that based on their own experience. You understand what I'm saying? Because what I say in this is that the Nigerian government, they are not really having these conversations with all these countries on what can come in, what can come into their country. So we, the food exporters, somehow we are just left on our own to have the experience. You understand what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
anybody really want to join into the business, my first advice to the person would be look out for someone in the business, ask your questions, and also do your own research. But it's always
All right.
better to look for someone that is in the business.
Okay. Okay. So what are some of the products you export?
Oh, we do it all. I mean, Nigerians abroad, they love our Nigerian food, trust me. We do it all from palm oil to egusi to coconut to pepper, crayfish, fish, frozen snails, live snails, you name it. We basically do it all types of food. But the only thing is, each country, some countries have what can come into their country and what can come in. And while some products need some kind of permits and licensing before you can ship
Hmm.
it to some country. So based on what can go into each country, that's what you want. Basically do it all in gari, beverages. I mean, food, all Nigerian food, we do it.
Okay, so I like the fact that you highlighted on, you touched on licensing and standards just now. So does this now mean that you have good interactions with maybe the customs unit or, yeah, customs units of some of the countries you export to? So that way you already have a list of what can go into their countries and what can't go into their countries.
Yeah, based on experience, right? I can say for sure some countries what can go in and what can go in. What
Mm,
products that need permit, products that need FDA, for example, in the US, products that need FDA approvals, stuff like that. So most of the time we export to the US, Canada, UK, South Africa, Japan, European countries. So most of these countries, there are products that, for me, there are products I call basic products. That one, you don't have any problem. Countries, they can take it. But there are products that you must have the proper license, you must have the permits to bring in such products into their country. You understand? So to an
mhm.
extent, yes, I know. In as much as we do not interact with customs of any country, I mean nobody does. But there are bodies that regulate such. There are bodies that you could actually interact with that will give you a breakdown of what you want and how to go about getting your permits and license. So it's not really customs
Okay.
that do that. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to know whether you source for your products from the open markets, like the K2 markets of this world and different markets across. Do you also have like a form of some farmers to grow or farm some of the products you export?
Okay. So in this business that I do, we do the air freighting and the sea cargo. We want to take by ocean and want to take by air. So and I have different markets, target markets. I have different audience. I have the ones that it's just a small family that wants to just buy Nigerian food for our family. I've got someone that is an online business owner. We have African store owners. We have restaurant owners. So each target market have what they want per time. So for a small family, I don't need to go to a farmer to source what I'm going to ship to them. We could actually go to wholesalers in the market and get what we want. But for people that do sea cargo, probably what they want is in volumes, like we're talking about tonnage and all of that. We can actually source from direct farmers. Even if it's not direct farmers, we can also talk to people that are getting it from direct farmers. So it all depends on who we're shipping to at time. That will determine where we're sourcing our goods from.
Okay, thank you. Um, you highlighted on some of the challenges you've had in the past. Especially when you just commenced your business, like maybe rejection of some of the products going into, some countries. So I want to know, when was the last time your export was returned, or maybe some of the products destroyed, and then how did you manage it, especially with consideration to the fact that your client must have paid?
Yeah. So, for example, like I said, sometimes even till now, we are still learning. We learn on the business because
Mm.
we learn on the business, and sometimes we work with feedbacks. So,
Okay.
for some products, I'll give you a recent example right now. So, a few weeks ago, we shipped out to Australia. And before a few weeks ago, last year, they were taking goods like dried ewedu, they were taking goods like beans, they took all manner of things we shipped out there. The only thing is that when we're doing the packaging, we name the goods in the botanical names. They don't want the goods named in English. Same with Kuwait, because we have also shipped to Kuwait. So recently, a few weeks ago, after the goods have been cleared, we found out that the customs are saying, you know what, we don't want beans in our country no more. We don't want dried food in our country no more. So it's a continuous learning process. Okay, right now in Nigeria, they ban all manner of dry vegetables. Prior to this time, say January, all these things were allowed. You have problems with them. So every day we wake up to different kinds of challenges. Every day we wake up to different kind of news. You can just ship out something to a country that you're very certain they take these things before, and then all of a sudden the customs are telling you, no, 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 you can't do it no more. We don't want no more in our country. So that is the recent challenge that we just faced with Australia. And but the good thing about it is that some of these clients are returning clients, right? So they've
They are
received the
what?
stores
Some of the
before.
clients are what?
So if they're not getting it, they're returning clients.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
for example, now in this dried ewedu case, the lady that owns the
Mm-hmm.
dried ewedu, we've shipped out to her before last year. She got there. So this time around, they're saying they don't want dried ewedu. So it's not a case of, oh, he didn't inform me, he didn't tell me what can come into my country, what can come in, because she has gotten it before, right? So she's the one saying, customs says they don't want beans no more, they don't want this no more, they don't want. So that has informed us. Like I said, Nigerian government is not helping us with anything here. So when we get this information, that is what helps us to, keep abreast of what we do. So next time somebody is bringing in, next time we're sourcing or someone is bringing in dried already leaves, but like to Australia, we'll be like, no, we can't take it. Australian government doesn't want this anymore in their country.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, are there any sort of bottlenecks on the part of Nigerian agencies handling exportation of food products?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said, do you experience bottlenecks whenever you need to export your food products from Nigeria? By that I mean the agencies handling exportation, or the
Yes, of course, we do.
agents.
Yes.
Do you want to shed light on that?
It depends. Sometimes from the agencies that exporting it from Nigeria doesn't mean you just take out whatever it is you want, take from Nigeria and all of that. So there are so many agencies involved in what we do, from the NAFDAC to the NDLEA to produce to all manner of agents, and all the Nigerian agencies are involved. So depending per time, like what you want to export, there are things that even the Nigerian government are against you exporting from Nigeria. So
Okay.
when you want to take out stuff like that, you're going to experience a whole lot of problems.
Okay. Thank you. So, you just mentioned now that there are some products that Nigerian government does not want or does not encourage, or that are probably banned or prohibited from being exported out of the country. So, I mean, was there any time you've been able to export some of these products?
Yeah, products like what they call it again. I don't know. animal hide, that's pomo.
Oh, okay,
You know,
Pomo.
pomo, this,
Okay.
yes. Then depending, sometimes beans. Beans, in fact, many countries do not want Nigerian beans in the country. Most countries of the world don't want Nigerian beans in the country. So even if you
Well,
want to export beans from Nigeria, you're going to encounter some kind of problems. Except the beans is being certified by the quarantine Nigerian agricultural body.
okay.
So beans is very is a product that doesn't go so well. They could actually seize it here in Nigeria from you. So beans, then what other product? Well, that's just the one I know for now. But most products, like I said, this expectation of the thing is it depends on the country each product is going to. Take for instance, a country like Malaysia, you can actually ship
Mm-hmm.
anything you want, from fufu to indomie to chicken products to kilishi to anything fish. But you wouldn't want to do that when you're going to the US. You can't ship chicken products to the US. Now the thing is, even if you want to take chicken products to the US, there are licenses, there are processes you must, get involved with before you get the papers, you get license and all of that before you're able to do that. So that's why I categorized export business into two. We have the basic product and we have the product that you need license and permits for. So it all depends on what is going well.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, you're an author, right? I just want to know because I went through your page a couple of days back and I saw that you actually authored a book. So, what motivated you to write the book? And I would also like for you to tell us about the book.
Okay, you know, after I started this business,
Mm-hmm.
by grace of God, I've been able to know a lot of people going into the business. I've taught over 300 people the export
Okay.
business of the thing. So
Okay.
the thing is, every day I get inquiries. Oh, you inspire me. I mean, I've inspired so many people to make the export business. I go through your
Mm-hmm.
page. I'm like, oh, this young girl, you're doing so well for yourself. I want to go into the
Exactly.
business.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I thought to myself during the lockdown, instead of just, me, I'm actively in the business. I'm not just a consultant because people consult me, people come for me to teach them how to go about it. I said, why not just I use this time to pen down my thoughts, my experiences in the business.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I'm not reaching out to a number of people in a room or
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one classes for all of that. I can actually reach out to a larger audience. So that was what
Exactly.
led me to write the book. So I penned down my own experience, what I've experienced in the business, the mistakes I made, what people should expect going into the business, and all of that. So that's what led me to write the book. And I've sold quite a number of it. So, and it's an ebook, so it's easy. And the amazing thing is, it's not just Nigerians that buy the book. Ghanaians have bought the book, Zimbabweans have bought the book from different African countries. I'm like, wow. I mean,
Please tell us the title of your book.
the name of my book is, the title of my book is My Food Export Secrets, How I Started Food Export Business with 8,000 Naira and turned it to a multi-million naira business.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Fantastic. Nice one. So when exactly did you start? What year did you start Naija Food Export?
I started in 2019.
Oh, okay, 2019. And I'll just like to ask, have you noticed any sort of improvement on the parts of on the part of the agencies in charge of food exportation in Nigeria between 2019 and now? This is 2021. It's not so long, but did you notice any difficulties when you started and now? Can you do like a form of compare and comparison between your experiences then and the realities now?
Well, for what's what, I think the internet has helped a lot. You understand?
Okay.
They call us the woke generation. So the internet is helping
Okay.
agencies are becoming more accessible. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
For example, now,
Okay.
there was a time I shipped to the UK, and there's this particular product that I shipped, in as much as it's not a food product. It was, I think it was a black soup. So when it got to UK, UK government or whoever is in charge, I think
Okay.
custom, not customs, but I've forgotten the name of the agency in charge. And the product is NAFDAC certified. And they were like, they want to still test the product. So they held our
Okay.
goods and they went ahead to test our product. They tested our product, they tested shea butter, and at the end of the day, they released it. So what I can say is information now, you can easily access information now, unlike
Mm-hmm.
before. You
Okay.
understand? Before, if some agencies are is almighty agencies, like you have to know someone that knows someone that do this that. But right now, with the help of internet, agencies are
Mm.
coming online. I mean, many people are registering their what do you call it now with NEPC, that's Nigerian Export
Export
Promotion
Promotion
Council,
Council. Yep.
who are now becoming. And I think what really helped food export business is the pandemic. The
Oh,
pandemic
okay.
really helped. Yes, because when everybody was home, the only people they were able to sell, buy, do all manner of stuff are the people in food export business. Sorry, not
Okay.
food export. I mean food business, whether it's export
Mm-hmm.
or locally. You understand?
Okay.
They were the
Okay.
ones. So people saw the need and people saw what is essential in life. So I
Okay.
think after the pandemic, after the lockdown, a lot of people, started venturing into food, whether they are now packaging food, whether they are now exporting food, whether they are doing food products locally. But
Mm.
more people went into food business during the pandemic and now. So that's what I've noticed with the food exports industry.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So where do you see Naija Food Exports in 5 years? So where do you see Naija Food Exports in 5 years?
Well, I mean, we want to do big in food business. Like, apart from exporting food, the basic food in Nigeria. Like I wrote a book on food business. So I have an in-depth knowledge of what is actually exportable from Nigeria, and you'll be amazed that it's not just the food. I mean, there's this challenge going on online right now about white people eating fufu and all of that crazy stuff. So you understand? So where I see my business in 5 years, I want to do more. I want to be able to ship to so many countries. I want every Nigerian, like I said, every Nigerian that live abroad to eat from home. So you don't actually have to just keep eating burger when we have correct ABC to send to you from Nigeria. Then apart from food business, apart from the basic food, Gary and the rest, I want to also venture into agro products like the hibiscus. I mean, we have a lot in this country. Our country is blessed, like blessed
Mm.
beyond measure. So one of my plans is getting as many permits as possible from different countries to be able to bring in products to Nigerians in their countries. That's like one of my major goals. Say for instance, now in Germany, if I want to ship in 3, 4, 5 tons of frozen snail weekly, what do I need? What permit do I need from German government to be able to bring in this stuff? If I want to ship 5 tons of fish to the UK per week, what permit do I need to have to bring in this stuff? If I want to be
Mm.
shipping, say, 10 containers of chicken products, chicken, Maggi chicken to US, what manufacturers details do I need from the
Okay.
manufacturers in Nigeria to bring it in?
Mm-hmm.
So those major things. Once you have all of this, I mean, you can go as big and wide as.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So what advice do you have for young Nigerians who are probably interested in going into food exportation or food business generally?
Okay, the major advice I have is food business is like any other business. There is no cutting
Okay.
corner. I've taught people this business, and some of them, sadly, they backed out. Yeah, an ex-student of mine called me. That was last year. She was trying to introduce herself. I'm like, I can't remember. She was like, oh, when after much, explanation and everything, I remember the person. And I'm like, what's up? How is the business? She's like, I beg, he's stressful. Is this, is that? I was laughing. So a lot of people, when I coach them, I've coached a lot of people, both elderly people, young people. There are sometimes when I get to class and I'm looking at people that are sitting waiting for me to come and coach, and are like aged. When I'm saying in their 50s, in their 60s, and I'll start laughing. I'll be like, okay, who do I want to teach them? So what I do is, depending on the audience I have per time, I've gone to teach export business, and instead of me to teach them the basic food export business, I'm like, daddies and mommies, I know you guys have the money. So now let's not talk about the air freight. Let me teach you people how to do the big way, the container way, and all of that. But for the young people like myself, what I can advise is food business is like any other business. There are no cut corners, it's all about consistency. You're going to face challenges. But the amazing thing is you might not face challenges that we that started without tutors, we that started without people holding on my hands, you might not face those challenges. And thirdly, I would say one country at a time. There are people that I know that
Okay.
just one country. That country is enough for them. Trust me, as long as there is one Nigerian in any country, they're going to excel. There are so many countries that are also still fresh. Talk about Australia, talk about Kuwait, there are so many of them. Talk about Qatar, talk about like some countries that we say you can't export food to. Not like you can't export food to those countries, but like I already mentioned, there are processes. And I also say let's stop putting our money, our opportunities in the hand of foreigners. Countries like Norway, countries like Ukraine, countries like Russia, those businesses, if you research very well, are owned by non-Nigerians. You go to America, you see big importers of Nigerian food. Guess what? They are not even Africans. They are white people. So we need to take up this challenge, whether you're a Nigerian living abroad, whether you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria. And then we need to take up the challenge to get our monies back from these guys. I mean, why would a Mexican guy, why would a Mexican guy be running a very big, African store, and an African is walking in by from a Mexican? You get what I'm saying? I have a client right now. I supply him hibiscus flower. He's a white man. He's a white man, yes. And he called me a few weeks ago. He showed me his warehouse. Wow. You need to see the warehouse. Very big. And then he sectionized them. So big section of it is for African food. And he says to me, Angel, that's how he calls my name. Angel, I know African market is a huge market. And it's a huge market, of course. We need to wake up in this country. Young people like me, let's take the challenge. And he has sent me a list of things he wants me to supply, from drinks to palm oil. He was even asking me, what can I bring? I have white people. I have another white man. I supply him Nigerian stuff. He'll be telling me, okay, what can you bring for me? What do Africans like? I want to get more calls like that, but from Africans, from Nigerians, saying, okay, I've done this research. I am in so and so country, and I've done research, and I see that
a little bit more. A little bit more.
You'll be amazed. Do you know
come on in. Let's go.
America, they don't have African stuff.
Yeah, come on in.
Some states.
Hey.
America, they don't have African stuff. So people that live in that state, they drive hours to other states to buy African food. Mississippi is a state in America. They don't have an African store. The last time I checked, I don't know about today. Well, I'm talking about as of last year, they don't have an African store. So many states like that in the US. We have so many, Canada, so many places. So I want Nigerians in Nigeria to do their research. Nigerians also living there, do their research. And like I said, let's take our money back.
No
My
problem
money is
with that.
hard. So let's
All right, thank you. So,
go.
do you export to African countries as well?
Yes, we do South Africa. I've exported to South Africa. I've exported to Zimbabwe. I've
Okay,
exported to, there are so many African countries. I've exported to, I think, Uganda. I've done to,
Uganda. Okay,
what's this very popular African country? Kenya.
okay,
Yes.
okay,
But yes, I've done to Africa. I've done to so many countries. I can't even remember. I've
okay,
exported to Japan, China,
okay. All right,
um,
all right. So, you
so
mentioned
many places.
okay, okay. Thank you very much. So I mean, I'm going to take you back to the training you said you conduct for people. My question
Yeah.
was actually hinged on or around young Nigerians, right? So can you highlight or refer to about, let's just say, three or four young Nigerians that you've trained and are currently excelling at what they are, what they do currently.
Yes, I have it. I had a student. Her
Okay,
name is Dora. She's a
okay,
young, vibrant student myself. She's doing well in the
okay,
business right now. Her name online, I think, is
okay,
Dora Food Exports. I have
okay,
Leno Foods or something like that. I have quite a number of
okay,
students that are doing well in the business. So,
okay,
the
okay,
amazing thing about most of them are ladies like myself. I have a team for educating ladies, and in the future, one of my
okay,
goals is pandemic. One of my goals is to actually kind of tutor more young Nigerian ladies like myself to go into food export business because it's apart from being profitable, it's something that is
mm,
fulfilling. Like when you get calls like, oh my God, you're into food export business, God bless you. Like the way they'll be praying for you, you'll be thinking, I mean, it's the money you're going to spend. So you understand that kind of a thing. So I have
yeah,
some people that
yeah.
are actually trained and are successful, like
All
good
right,
number of
all right,
them, but the one that ring the bell every
okay.
time, Dura, there's Leno Food. I can't remember all their names right now. There is Glitz or something like that.
No, no
Glitz
problem.
Food,
No
that one
problem
is
with that. I just wanted to know whether, like, some kind of success story at least. Yeah, I mean, you've shown or proven to us that you've excelled at what you do. Then it's always important for us to try to transfer knowledge to other people. You get, so that was why I asked the question. How have you had knowledge, ladies? What happened to the young male Nigerians out there?
I didn't get that. Sorry.
Okay, I said you mentioned that you have a thing with training or transferring knowledge to young women, young ladies like
Yeah,
yourself. So I'm asking
yeah.
now that, what about the young men out there, young male Nigerians out there? At least let's try to, in my own opinion, I think it's important for us to try to transfer knowledge to the youth, not only males, not only females, but males and females, the Nigerian
Yes,
youth.
I,
Let's try to develop
I
one
am.
another.
Of course, I have had classes where the guys are also there. When I sold my books,
Okay,
men also bought my books. You understand? But the thing
okay,
is, like I said before, we are the woke generation, and there is this thing of dependency that's surrounding, the girl child. So being able to like coach a lot of girls, letting them know that you can make your own money yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody to make your money. So that's why it's
mm,
like a girl thing. But of course, I coach anybody that want to go into the business. It's not gender based. It's just I have a
all right.
thing for the ladies.
No problem. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. So, do you have any last words for those who are going to be watching this video?
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
And what I want to say is, whatever you do, do it well. whether it's food export business, whatever business you're into. There's no business without challenges. I mean, life itself is very challenging. This business taught me a lot of virtue, from being patient to handling all sort of things, like different kind of challenges. But the thing is,
Yeah.
there are things that what there is this general notion of you have to go for what you're passionate about. But somehow I've been able to reverse that based on my experience, because I would say
Okay.
whatever is putting food on your table, be passionate about it. It's simple. So, and do not use another person's tape to measure your own success. Success for me is as long as you know where you used to be yesterday, there's any form of improvement, then you're successful. And then research,
Okay.
learn whether you're paying for it or it's free. Just advance yourself,
Okay.
self advancement, self development, whatever
Okay.
it is. At the end of the day, let's join hands and make Nigeria great.
All right.
Team Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly. Team Nigeria, Team Africa, Africa to the world.
Team Africa, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you very much, Angel, and that will be the end of the chat for today. And we hope that when next
Thank
we call
you.
on you, you'll oblige us. Thank you very much once again. Bye.
Thank you.